Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a pick a card reading and I have chosen to do this slightly different today. I've chosen to actually show you the first card of each pile. Just felt like doing it different. I don't know why. Maybe there's just a lot more energy to these cards and I feel like you'll be able to choose your pile a lot easier. There is a theme for this pick a card reading today, and that is: what is your biggest life lesson on your life path? Okay, so what is your biggest lesson to learn while you're on your life path? So yeah, if you have a look at each pile, you've got pile 1, the land in between, or the land between. Pile 2, earth magic. Pile 3, into me I see. And pile 4, waking the lion. So have a little look, see which one you are drawn to the most, and all the timestamps will be in the description box with all of my information of who I am and what I do as well, if you want to check that out if you are new to my channel, and also if you want to subscribe for future videos like this, please do. So I will see you on the reading. Hello, welcome back. So this is going to be for the people who've chosen pile number 1. That was the land between. Okay, so what I am getting from all of the cards, looking at them, so you've got 4 cards, looking at them, like straight away I pick up the word resilience. Okay, so your life lesson whilst you are on this path, this life roller coaster path, is resilience. Okay, the reason I get this, because when I look at this, so I look at the land between, this card first of all, and I'll go through the other cards in a second, but with this one, it reminds me of the times in between of when you are going through, when you've gone through something like really, really bad, you've just had like a, I'll show you the next card, a rock bottom moment. Okay, so the next card is rock bottom, which we're going to go into a bit further. But when you go through something that's really just kind of throws you completely, like challenging times in your life, you have to go through this period kind of in between of where you're kind of picking yourself up again, and you're trying to reestablish yourself again, and like just get yourself back to a place where you feel like yourself again, depending on what it is you're going through. Some people will spring back really quickly, some people it would take years, that could be things like grief, it could be loss, it could be health issues, it could be redundancies, it could be friendship breakdown, whatever it is, if you it could be like serious illnesses, so there's obviously a wide range of things that we all go through in life, but some can really take us down, and then it's that space in between where you kind of have to go through this like emotional period, or period where you have to just build yourself up again, don't you, and get your life back together, I guess. And then you'll have, like, you've probably noticed over the years, you've had these things happen to you, and then you've kind of like got through them. Interestingly, like strangely, you got through them, you got to the other side, and sometimes we forget about that. We forget, like, we get ourselves to this really good place again, and we don't realise until the next bad thing happens. And sometimes the next bad thing is worse than the last thing, and we think, well, I thought that the last thing was worse. So life's up and down, it's never linear, it's never always good, as we all know. We all have challenging experiences. But what your life lesson is to notice just how strong you are, to notice just how resilient you are, and to notice how you have got yourself through every single challenge so far. Even if you don't feel like you're a strong person, if you have a look back at your life and you look at some of the really bad things that have happened to you, you will realise just how strong you were, okay? You will realise just how you got yourself through it. You're here today, and you might not just look back at those and go, actually, I've been through a lot. And this is just yeah, this pile here is just really illuminating that and just getting you to see just how resilient you are, okay? The next card we have is rock bottom, as I say, right? It did come up in the reverse position, so upside down. And again, it's just that, yeah, it's number 10. So it's about completing cycles, okay? Completing those cycles, the amount of times you have completed cycles. And this is actually also bringing through past life stuff, okay? So those who do believe in past life stuff, I know not everybody does, but for those who do, this is with regards to completing those family cycles, completing those ancestral cycles and breaking those chains, okay? So you are actually breaking a chain of strength, like inner strength, okay? So you are probably going to be the stronger people, the ones who do actually go through really tough experiences in your life, because you need to break those cycles, break those ancestral cycles, what your previous ancestors couldn't break, okay? So you've probably gone through some really heavy things, and it's your turn to be the chain breaker on those, okay? To break those chains, to bring up the strength within you and show everybody how it's done, right? So learn those lessons, to wipe those slates clean, and so that you don't have to, or the next person who comes into this life after you with your soul, if you believe in all that, doesn't have to learn those same lessons, okay? They might not even have a life. You might be on your last life if you are breaking such a big cycle, if that makes sense to anyone, okay? So you are really strong people, like you've got strong souls. I actually heard the words souls of steel. Okay, you might not feel like that at all, but you are, right? You are really strong, and actually, you're quite old souls. Your souls, I think that's why I said that might be like your last life, or like one of your last lives, because you are, like a few of you on here are old souls. You've been here many, many times, and that might be why you're kind of brought back this time, because you've learned so many lessons. You're the wise ones, okay? You know what you need to do. You knew what you need to do before you came back to this earth plane, and you were like, right, I'm on a mission now. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to break this cycle. And so like, it's almost like universe has gone, right, we're going to give you this really tough thing, and you are going to really feel every single emotion, and you are going to go through it all, and it's going to be challenging, but you're going to do it because you're strong. You've got a soul of steel, okay? And they do say, you know, that you have to hit rock bottom to then just be able to rise up. And I do feel like a few of you have hit rock bottom at some point, okay? Or you might be having to hit rock bottom at some stage, okay? So sorry to be the bearer of bad news there, but you can do it. You're strong enough. Okay, the next card we have is Broken Arrow. Right, so what I get with this is that you have to pull an arrow back for it to spring forward, okay? And as I say, you are having to go through really strong, like really tough lessons whilst you're on this earth plane. So your arrow is going to be pulled right back, okay? And when I say that, actually, I am pulled back to past lives again. So it is like a past life thing. It's definitely a past life thing. It's like, yeah, you're definitely being pulled right back. So it could be that you're being pulled back to a really early lifetime where someone went through something really serious, although you won't. So like if you ever have like a past life reading or past life regression or something like that, you'll hear about things like people being burnt at the stake, or just these like being beheaded, like all of those things. And they were so they were so serious, like so what's the word, just awful, weren't they? Like horrendous, like what they used to do years ago. And thankfully they don't like do what they used to do years ago now. So it's kind of just on our level now, so it might feel as bad inside, but obviously I'm not experiencing the same externally. So that's why it feels like your pile is quite deep. It's quite serious, really. I really hope in a way, I know it sounds awful, but I really hope in a way that you've already gone through this and it was a while ago, and that you've moved through the pain of that, and that you are coming out the other side rather than something that's going to come for you. So yeah, pray that you already have, in a way. And I know it's not been nice, but yeah. But this is kind of your lesson. It's like realizing just how strong you are and your resilience, and your inner strength is just solid. Okay. And then I'm so glad we got this last card, because it was such a serious pile. Your spirit animal is monkey, and it's all about being playful and joyful and not being too serious. Okay, so another lesson for you is to say that as much as this might have been tough for you, like the things you've been through, you might have lost your capacity to have fun and enjoy life and just let yourself go. That is part of your lesson, okay, to come out of the other side, to feel strong within yourself, and to just relax and have fun and learn to love life again. Okay, so that is part of that lesson. So hopefully you will be experiencing this now or at some point. Okay, so it says don't take life too seriously. All right, so that is your life lesson. I know it's a bit sort of deep and serious, but I'm sure you're used to it if you have chosen this pile. And yeah, I hope and send so much love and peace to your life. Hope that you do have loads of love and peace in your life. And if you do want to connect with me, all my details in the description box. Give it a like, comment away if you want to, and share with your friends. But thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello and welcome back to those who've chosen pile number 2. So you chose Earth Magic. Okay, so I've got 4 cards out here, and I'm going to go through the lesson that you were here to learn whilst you were on this path, so this life path, this earth plane this time round, if you believe in past lives. We did talk about past lives in pile number 1, so if you are interested in past lives and you were drawn to number 1 as well, this might resonate for you as well. But if you didn't choose it and you want to listen to it, hop on over there, okay? As well as this one. Right, so Earth Magic. So what I get from this is you are here to learn the beauty of this earth. Okay, you are here to learn the magic of this earth, and you're here to learn to be more present on this earth while you are here, to learn, it sounds weird, but to learn all the lessons of the earth. But your main lesson is literally to just recognize why you are here and recognize what this earth brings to your life, but to your evolution as well. Okay, so no, it sounds strange, but it will make more sense as we go along on the cards. So you're here to be more grounded, to get more grounded. You might be some people who are quite up in your head quite a lot. You may this may be a lot of air signs on here, so Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. Have I got that right? Yeah, Aquarius. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. You could be one of those signs, but you could just be someone who is kind of a bit airy-fairy, up in the air, daydreams a lot, or just someone who's very spiritual and connects to the angels, or just feels more up here, and not so much grounded, and not so like you might be someone who has to always you always struggle, can't get my words out, struggle, yeah, like me. You struggle to get grounded, so you struggle to feel like safe and secure and stable in your life. Okay, I know that's definitely me, so I probably would have chosen this one, possibly the first one as well, but yeah, this definitely makes more sense for me as well. So yeah, if you are constantly struggling with like home or money or relationships, and not feeling secure in relationships, unstable, things like that, then this pile's just gonna make so much more sense to you. I really want to just sort out my speech today, and it does make sense with the last card because the last card is about speaking. Okay, so that might be why I'm stumbling with my words. I'll get there. Right, so the second card we have is come together. Okay, so this for me says about connection. Okay, so connecting with people around you, nature around you, everything that is energy. Okay, because we are all energy, we are all one, we're all part of nature, and everybody you see on this planet is a reflection of us. We're all human, we're all one species, if you like to call it that, and we are, you know, we're living, breathing like the trees and like the plants. You know, there's so many reflections. If you look at nature, so many reflections that are similar to what, like, to us. Okay, they all need sunshine, they all need you know, dark light, they all need water, they all need air. Like, you know, I know it sounds weird, but we are all connected. I'm sure you're aware of this, but that is something that you are here to learn. You're here to learn just how connected we all are, and to realise the connection between us all. Okay, and whether you realise that through challenges that you go through in life, relationship struggles, and that can be relationships in your family, not just love relationships, friendships, you know, whether you're here to learn through those experiences, or other experiences, or just learn by being present and really paying attention and observing everything while you're here. Okay, I keep being shown that film, that Disney film Soul, with this pile. They keep showing me that, and I think because that is basically like the whole lesson of the film, isn't it? Is to just really be present and really just recognise that life is a gift, and you don't have to go seeking for other things outside of you to make you realise that. Yeah, they're slowing me down now. They're like, and they don't want me to be distracted because there are messages on my phone that are coming up as well, and I'm trying to like not pay attention to those. And I think that's part of the message. It's like, don't be distracted by things. Don't be distracted by things that are outside of you. Come back to you and pay attention to, yes, there's people outside of you, but they are all part of you. Okay, so what I mean by distractions like substances, things that are like going to self-sabotage you, things that are going to disconnect you from yourself and from other people. Okay, now that could be like things like social media, things like that as well. When you feel like you're being pulled out away from who you are, then it's a lesson to come back. Okay, so you're going to constantly see this. You're going to constantly see this this unfolding in your life, because that is your lesson. That is your main lesson. It's connection. It's connection with yourself, the earth, and other people. Okay, so coming together. And then the next card is Traveller, move in a new direction. I'm gonna have to get rid of this message. Oh no, I don't want to do that because I'll probably stop the video somehow. Okay, I'm just gonna have to ignore it. Okay, so yeah, Traveller, again, for me, this is about seeing the beauty in the world. Okay, I'm being shown like third world countries, things like that, because initially when I saw this card, I initially thought, oh, you're meant to be traveling, you're meant to be going around, meant to be seeing all these places. But I think what it is actually that connection thing again. It's that empathy and that compassion for the world, and really getting understanding of what people go through in this world. You might be empaths, a lot of empaths in this group, who really do soak up everybody's feelings. And when you see like people in third world countries, say on TV or something, you might be somebody who really, really feels for it. I mean, I know obviously, I'm sure most people feel for it, but you particularly feel for it, and it's kind of like on a soul level, because that is what you are here for. Okay, that is your lesson, to really connect with and feel for the world. Okay, and And it's about really noticing those differences in the world, but also the similarities, the bringing together. I've been shown the Jubilee, the Queen's Jubilee. I watched it on TV and I was so surprised by how emotional I got. I was like, I didn't even know why I was getting emotional. But I think what it was just seeing the amount of people that have come together to celebrate this, to celebrate just like this occasion. And it was just lovely to see like all the love and the admiration and also just, I don't know, I mean, I never really follow the royal family. I'm not someone who does, but it was, for me, like on a soul level, I actually felt it. And that was a prime example. It was like this resonance in my soul that was about connection, okay? That connection with humanity and that connection with family. And it could have been like soul family, you know. I'm sure there's a lot of people who, you know, believe in past lives who have royalty in their soul family, and maybe I have, and maybe that's why I cried and I got so emotional and touched by it. But yeah, so that is what this card represents. It's really just observing and feeling and, yeah, recognizing the beauty in the world. Okay. And then lastly, you've got speak your truth. Okay, cat. And if you notice, like, cats do actually, like, they really observe and they really take in everything. And well, most pets do, most animals do, don't they? They know, they're wise. Their souls are probably reincarnated as well, and, you know, have learned a lot of lessons as every time they've come back, you know, they know these things. So it says here, have strength, faith and conviction in your voice. It has never been more needed. So yes, this for me, oh, hang on a second. Sorry about that. I forgot that I put a timer on for my food and it just went off, and I thought that was the phone ringing. And I was like, well, I haven't got a telephone here, so it's a bit weird. Anyway, just finishing up this. So so it says, have strength, faith and conviction in your voice. It has never been more needed. What I get from this is there's two things. There is standing up for yourself, standing up for other people. So because of that, that's one thing. The other thing is authenticity. Okay, so the first thing, standing up for yourself and other people, was because of that connection. I feel like when you learn this lesson, when you finally get like the full experience of this lesson, you'll start to realize just how at one we are. And when you see things going on in the world, when you see things that, even like, you know, just the small things around your like your friends or your family or whatever, when things are said, you feel this strong need to speak up for people if you feel it's unfair or something isn't right, because you understand on some level, like you feel compassionate for that person or that situation. Okay. And then that kind of goes with the second point, which was authenticity. So that is part of your lesson as well, is being authentic, being your true self, okay? Letting yourself express yourself fully as you are, okay? Because if you don't do that, then you're not, I don't feel like you've fully learned the lesson. So it's being all of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, you know. Doesn't always have to be nicey, good girl, good boy. Good person. So that is kind of like that's it really for this card. It's like being authentic, being true to yourself, connecting with who you are, connecting with other people on a soul level, and realizing just we are all one. Okay, so that is your lesson for this lifetime. Do well at it. I will be getting you some gold stars if you do, if you learn the lessons well. So that is that's your pile. I hope it made sense. Let me know in the comments, give it a like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And if you want to know more about me or book a personal reading, then all my details are in the description box. Okay, I'll see you on the next reading. Bye. Hello and welcome back to those who've chosen pile number 3. So you chose Into Me I See. And it is absolutely amazing how all of the other cards connect with this one. I didn't even look at the other cards. I only looked at this one when I shuffled. So your life lesson, which is so clear, like the other ones where I had to kind of look at them a bit before I got the message, but yours is straight away so clear, and it is self-awareness. Okay, it is helping people and healing people as well. So there's going to be healers in this group, and you might already be at that place. But if you are not, if you are just kind of, you're not really, like, maybe at the beginning of your self-awareness journey, or you're not even there yet and you're gonna become more aware, you'll realize that you're actually going to become a healer or a helper, supporter of this work. Okay, so you are here to help people to connect with themselves internally. Okay, so over the years, over centuries, we've had a lot of I suppose people who are just aren't awake, who aren't self-aware, and they've got kind of just gone through life, just living life, just, you know, doing what life tells them to do, and kind of looking externally and living externally. Okay, and you are here to help people to go internally and actually realize the world within them. Okay, so you're here to awaken people, to help awaken people. You're here to learn all the lessons that you need to learn, to then share with other people so that they can learn and that they can evolve from the inside out. Okay, if you think about evolution, it's always been external. Okay, it's always been what you can see on the outside. And we've got to a place where, you know, if you believe in evolution, that is, got to a place where obviously, you know, gorillas, apes turned into humans. Before that, obviously, there was fish and all of that. Depends on what you believe, but obviously, you know, if you go with the normal evolution journey, then you can see that it's been external. It's been what we look like from the outside. Okay, we got to a certain point, and it was then like, okay, so where else do we go? We can't change into anything else once we're human. So how do we keep evolving? And we are now evolving internally. Okay, so we're now evolving from the inside out, and then it's about sort of what we can then change in our reality from the power within. Okay, now it all sounds a bit strange to people who don't really understand all this, but we are now evolving our consciousness. Okay, evolving what we're aware of in our world. So you are here to learn the lesson of self-awareness. You may already have learned that lesson, and it is always evolving, it's always changing, it's always growing, and you are going to learn more and more and more lessons and have more and more awakenings and more epiphanies to help you to learn more about yourself and other people on this planet, and then you're going to help other people to do the same. Okay, so you're going to get really intimate with yourself on a deeper level, and you're going to really understand who you are as a person, as a soul. Yeah, okay, so the second card is broken open, but was in reverse. So that to me is like closed, right? You begin closed, and then like the lotus leaf, like you just open up. Okay, and you are broken open, which means you have to go through these experiences to break you open, to reveal certain things about yourself that you didn't know before, that you weren't aware of, that you weren't consciously aware of, to then help you to open up to others, to open up to yourself, to have more experiences, more vibrant experiences, and to grow and to achieve what you want to achieve in this life. But you have to go through these challenges. Like pile number 1 had this, and I think actually pile number 2 mentions what the next card does as well. So you may have chosen like 1, 2 and 3, but yeah, talk about kind of having to go through these really challenging experiences to then be able to learn the lessons that you need to learn. Okay, but yeah, you are here your main lesson is inner awareness, inner shifts, like it shifts in consciousness, and then be able to share that with the world. Okay. But you do have to be broken open to achieve that. And you've got number 28, and together is 2 and 8 is 10. So 10 is like completing cycles. Again, part number one had that about completing cycles, completing patterns, like ancestral patterns, and that's what you're here to do. Okay, to shift those, to break the chains, and not let it continue. Okay, so they keep showing me the gorillas. Keep showing me the apes and the gorillas, and how you can't go back to being an ape, right? So once you're at that stage of you've gone through that stage of like self-awareness, you can't go back to who you were. You can't become unaware again. It just doesn't work like that. And you might have experienced that, and if you haven't experienced that so far, you're going to experience it, because that is your lesson while you're on this earth. Okay, and the next card we have is Wizard of Awareness. So you're going to become a lot more connected to spirituality, okay, and awareness, and your place on this earth and why you're here. You're going to really learn why you are here. You have a purpose to be here, okay? You are meant to be here. So if you are feeling like you really don't know why you're here, you are here, and it will become clear to you, okay? You will become a dab hand, is what they're giving me. You'll become a dab hand, like this wizard of awareness. So once you have kind of learned your lessons of awareness, people are gonna start coming to you and start asking you questions and start looking up to you to be the bearer of knowledge, I guess, like the person who they're giving me the word know-it-all, which is strange. Yeah, you're gonna be a bit of a know-it-all. But yeah, so you are, if you were thinking like, oh, you've probably got like a different lesson to what you think, and you're a bit like, oh, is that it, just self-awareness? But actually it's so much deeper than that. Like, it will go further than what you think. Okay, you will realize, they're telling me, you will realize how big this is. Okay, like what big part you play on your path. Okay, because you are here to be a wizard, not just they're giving me Harry Potter, obviously, because you've got Dumbledore, you've got the wizard, and then you've got just Harry Potter, and just Harry Potter. He's a wizard as well, but you've just got like all his friends and that, and you maybe feel like one of the kids who just aren't as well known, and that's what you feel like, but actually you're meant to be a wizard. Okay, you're meant to be one of the ones on the pedestal. I don't know why they're giving me all these words. It's a bit strange. Okay, but yeah, do not doubt your abilities. Do not doubt your path. Do not play it small. Don't try and make it smaller than it is, because you actually do have a big part to play. Okay, next card we have is Earth Guardian. And that brought me to pile 2, because they were mentioning about earth magic and how you're here to be aware, just more aware of the earth, and be more present and be more grounded. And so once you kind of learn all of these things about self-awareness and about like your inner world and consciousness and everything, you are here to bring it to the earth. You're here to... They're giving me the words create heaven on earth. So it's like all of this knowledge, all of this wisdom is up in the air in heaven, and you're bringing it down to the earth. So that is one of your lessons. He's like putting his hand on his heart area, and it's almost like he's brought it down into his heart. But I am hearing the word Mother Earth, and then like the love that Mother Earth gives you. So it's all one. Very aware of that tree behind me, and like how the colours kind of match, and it's like, I don't know, they're just sort of merging the two. They're merging like heaven and earth, and are saying, this is what you're here for. You're here to merge heaven and earth, okay? So you need to learn these lessons about self-awareness, about consciousness, about inner your inner world. That is your most important lesson while you're here, because you need to bring it down to the earth plane. You need to make it aware. You need to make people aware, make more people aware. Okay. And then the next card is Unity Heart, Flamingo. So Flamingo is your spirit animal that's helping you with your mission, with your lessons. Okay. And well, they're saying you're not standing on your own. So I'm seeing like a flamingo standing on one leg, and then I was thinking of one flamingo standing on one leg, but then I saw the other ones behind. So it's like you're not on your own, even though you feel like you're on your own with this. It's almost like your soul thinks it's on its own with this mission. It's like it feels like it came down to this earth to learn this mission, to do this mission, to learn these lessons, and it's on its own. But they're reminding me that there's a whole classroom. There's a whole lot of people who are here to aid you, to help you, to do it with you, to learn with you, to grow with you. And you are here to bring those people together. You're here to work with those people. You're here to share everything, share your knowledge, share your wisdom, like the wizard there, okay? And create a unity create unity consciousness, okay? It says that you are being called to work on collective healing. Yeah, collective healing. Okay, collective being the big word here. So you might be feeling that already. You might have got a sense of that already. And if not, that is what you're here for. So you're going to get your chance somehow, sometime. So yeah, that is your... Oh, I cannot leave my hair alone, can I? I should just clip it back. So that's your lesson. Hope it made sense. Let me know in the comments. Give it a like, subscribe, share, all that jazz, and all my details are in the description box if you want to get in touch with me, book a personal reading, anything like that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next reading. Bye. Hello and welcome back to those who've chosen pile number 4. You chose Waking the Lion. So first of all, this is a strong card, as you can imagine. I'm sure you people have chosen this because you feel like you need either some courage, some bravery, or you already feel that way. Okay, you're a strong personality, you're confident. It could be, like I say, it could be that you need that, so you might have chosen that for this reason. So there's a reason for that. There's a reason why there'd be 2 types of people. Okay, so there's either someone who's really confident already, strong, fierce, courageous, all of that, and there's someone who's not so strong, needs the confidence, needs all that, right? One of you has maybe learned your lesson already, was learning it at the moment, and one of you is yet to learn that lesson, okay? So your lesson, whilst you're on this earth plane, on this path, on this life path, is to recognize your strength in your weaknesses. Okay, so recognize your strength in your weaknesses. So recognize the gifts in your weaknesses. And then when I say weaknesses, it's the things that you call weak. Okay, I'm not saying they're weaknesses at all. What I'm saying is the things that you call weak. Okay, so the things that you put yourself down for, the things that maybe other people have said about you that have made you feel like less confident, and less of yourself. Okay. So your lesson whilst you're here is to learn the gifts in those things, and then to do something about it. Okay, to do something about it, right? So I want to just share something. So when I was younger, I got told that I was too quiet to be in a play, in a musical that I wanted to that I auditioned for, that I wanted to be in. It was my favourite musical. It was Oliver, and I was at school and I auditioned for Nancy because I just wanted to be, leading lady, even though I was quite shy and I was quieter. I wasn't quiet, but I was quieter than most people. I didn't actually realise I had quite a quiet singing voice. Okay, I know most people would say that I actually have quite a gentle, calming, quiet voice. I wouldn't say I was quiet though as a person. Not now, but I got told that I was too quiet. That was then, and so I could only be good enough for the backing choir. And I was so hurt by that I just thought, no, sod you, then I'm not going to be in it at all. So I wasn't actually in it at all. Got proper grumpy over it. But often I was told I was too quiet. I was too shy. And no part of me felt like that at all. Inside, I knew that I wasn't shy. I knew that I wasn't really quiet. I was quite sociable. I had quite a lot of friends. Like, I used to make people laugh. Like, I would talk quite a bit. I used to get told off for talking a lot in class. So to me, like, I wasn't quiet. Maybe just like the sound of my voice sounded quiet, but I wasn't a quiet person. So that actually kind of, I don't know, jolted me a bit, because I was like, well, I'm not. Like, I know who I am. Like, I'm not shy. But sometimes we can internalize that. And I think for a lot of years after that, it stayed with me. Okay, it stayed with me, and I thought, I'm too quiet to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm too shy for this. I'm not confident enough for this. I'm not going to go for another audition. I'm not going to do anything like that, because I won't get it, because I'm too quiet, right? And I think I stopped myself from doing anything for a while. And then when I started to kind of do the internal work, which pile number 3 was all about, it's kind of doing the internal work. It's like shifting things inside, and actually looking, like, being more self-aware. I realised that I actually had all of the kind of confidence and the strength within me to use that gift, I suppose, to use that gift to, like, do these sort of things, or to speak up in groups and things like that. Not necessarily singing, because not a great singer, but I could do other things with it, okay? But also what I realised was, just lost my track of thought. Hang on a minute. What was my point? This is so embarrassing. Quiet. Okay, yeah. So with the quiet thing, because I was told I was too quiet, I saw it as a bad thing, okay? I saw it as a real negative thing. It's a negative trait. How is that a strength? That's not a strength. That's not a gift. How is that going to help me in life, being quiet, right? Being shy. What I realised when I did my counselling training was that being quiet, I was also called sensitive, really sensitive, okay? And I am really sensitive. And I saw that as a bad thing. But what I realised is actually, like, me not speaking as much, like, or being quieter, or not so out there, and being sensitive, I was actually a really good listener. I was actually really good at calming people down and making people feel comfortable in my presence, okay? So that is a way of recognising the things that you feel are bad, recognising the strengths and the gifts in those things, okay? So again, like, the second card you've got is strength, okay? So recognising your strengths in your weaknesses, okay? Now, when you go to an interview and you get asked the lovely question of, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? How often do you cringe at that weaknesses question? But you know that you're meant to, if you want to do a good interview, you're meant to turn it on its head, aren't you? You're meant to turn it from a weakness to a strength. So that is what you're here to do. You're here to turn your weaknesses into strengths, okay? And you're also here to recognise the strengths in others and in their weaknesses. So when I say weaknesses, I also mean, like, the things that you don't like about other people, the things that you judge, okay? I'm actually learning this at the moment as part of my lesson, I guess, is recognising things that I judge in others, and then kind of thinking about how I don't like that, and why I don't like that, where that comes from, right? And then trying to see the strengths in their weaknesses, kind of like this, right? Seeing how that might help them, and how it doesn't help me to be the way I am, and kind of flipping it. Okay, so that might be something that helps you as well, if that makes sense. So, for instance, like, I might judge someone for being too impulsive, right? I'm just gonna give this example. Too impulsive. Oh, they're really impulsive. Like, they just, like, don't think before they do things, right? And sometimes that can be really annoying, and it can really, like, be really irresponsible, right? So I might judge someone for that. And if I look at it, I am not impulsive, which is why I judge that, right? I try not to be impulsive. I plan things. I'm really careful. I overthink things before I do things. Like, make sure that people aren't going to get hurt, or I'm not going to get hurt, or I'm not going to look stupid, or people won't judge me, and I overthink things, right? Can you see how that might not be a good thing as well, right? That might actually limit me. And I talk a little bit about this in my last reading. I said about Amanda Davies from Light Purpose Living. She kind of has looked at this, and it's all part of your shadow work. And yeah, she asks all different questions. So I've been kind of doing this work on myself, and it's about recognizing how their impulsivity might stop them from overthinking, and they might be able to have more fun. Like, I don't have as much fun because I'm not so spontaneous and not so go with the flow. I plan things, and that might make me seem like I'm not a fun person. So their gift might be impulsivity, because it might help them to have more fun in life, and they don't overthink, so they don't get so stressed. Right, so it's something like that, and you can do it with anything. So you can do it with, I don't know, maybe you don't like that someone's a gossip, or someone judges people, or someone's I don't know, really angry all the time and speaks up, like is opinionated. So they always tell the truth, or they always speak their truth, and sometimes it's not very nice. You know, how can you look at those, and how can you see the gifts in those, and how can you turn it on its head and think, well, maybe if I was like that, this might be better in my life. I'm not saying that everybody has to be like a horrible person, but it's just kind of like seeing things in a different way. Okay, and I'm gonna get onto that on the last card as well. Okay, but the third card is Spirit Fox, and the message here is trust your talents in changing times. So this is what I meant by using your strengths and gifts, or recognizing your strengths and gifts in your weaknesses, and then doing something about it. Okay, so what I realized was that I was a good listener, that I was really calming and could make people feel comfortable. And then I realized that I was actually quite intuitive, because I spent a lot of time inwards rather than outwards. So I was quieter, spent more time with myself. I'm an introvert rather than an extrovert, and the introversion to me felt like a bit of a negative thing to start with, but actually it's quite good, because I can really like get in touch with my intuition and empathize with others. And so I started to kind of help people and counsel people, and then learned that I had an intuitive gift, because I spent more time with myself and listening to myself, and actually was able to do this sort of work and then help others with it, okay, and then put it out to the world. So that was my way of doing that. So I learned all I had to learn, and then now sharing it, okay. Similar message to pile number 3, so you may have chosen both piles, and if not, then check out pile number 3. So yeah, it's finding your gifts and then doing something about it, creating something with it. Okay, so whatever yours is, whatever you find, how can you present that to the world? And you don't even have to present it to the world, you can present it for yourself. Like, you can do something for yourself, or just for like friends or family, or I don't know, but it's expressing it somehow. Okay, just letting yourself know that you've really embraced this and accepted this. Okay. And then the last card we have is Tenderness. Whale. Okay, so whale is the spirit animal that's helping you with your lesson, with your mission while you're here. And it says, show compassion and forgive what needs to be forgiven. Okay, so it is about showing compassion to yourself for the ways in which you feel like you've been bad, right? The things that you feel have been negative for you, the thoughts and the feelings that you have towards yourself, and the thoughts that you've kind of internalized that other people have said about you, like all of their self-criticism that you may have given to yourself over the years. It's time to forgive that. Okay, it's time to see it as part of your lesson. Okay, we all make mistakes, we all do and say things to other people and do and say things to ourselves that we don't mean, even if you think you did mean it at the time, you don't mean them. It was just a reaction, okay, from what has happened to you in the past. So it's time to forgive, it's time to have more compassion for yourself, and then that will allow you to have more compassion for other people. Okay, and again, as I say, your lesson is to learn your strengths in your weaknesses, but also the strengths in the weaknesses of others. All right, so I hope that made sense. Let me know in the comments, and give it a like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and all my details are in the description box if you do want to book a personal reading or connect with me in some way. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for listening, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye.